Welcome, everybody. It truly is a team effort. You've heard all the other people talking, from the school board to administrators to coaches to parents. It truly is a team effort to be where we are today and who we are today. And I appreciate all that enthusiasm and help out there. One thing about this night, it's kind of a special night, not only because of Jerry and my history. It's also, I'm connected to a lot of different people that are here tonight too. The 75 soccer team, believe it or not, in 76, I was student teaching here. So some of those faces are familiar to me, especially Larry Miller, because he's on track. So that's a connection. Jen Roberts, your family, we saw each other more than I saw my real family for 3 or 4 or 5 years. And your brothers, Maddie and Steve, led the way for you. And special family, I know how much you've given to the community. So the Roberts family have a special place here too. St. Gary family. Yeah. Wow. What we experienced together as baseball players. My sons played with Joe. And it's a special night to have you guys here too. So the connections are unbelievable. The connections we make as coaches, as teachers, it's just incredible. So it's a special night. I'm so glad that Jerry, this was your year. It's a special night. Jerry Frey, as a coach for years, when you're young, you have misconceptions about things as a coach. Jerry was what I would call a diamond in the rough. Luckily in track and field, when we coach, Bill Bowers and Jeff Bradley will relate to this, we do not have to cut. Probably if we had a cut, Jerry might have been cut. He was a late bloomer. As a sophomore, a lot of times you see people coming, you see talent coming. We didn't see Jerry coming right away. It took time, the maturity. And that's one thing about sports that's kind of special in track and field. We have that chance to build. So the first chapter in Jerry's story as a sophomore was kind of mixed. Not really noticeable too much as far as talent, and was a little on the typical boy, tall, skinny, gangly, goofy side. You know what I mean? Not really coordinated yet. So that's what we saw probably as a sophomore. In fact, here's a story about Jerry as a 10th grader. True story. Remember those trampolines, those mini tramps in the 80s? Where you buy and jump on and run on and try to get in shape with them? He broke his skull in his basement, jumping on one. Right, Jerry? So that's how he ended his sophomore year, by cracking his head in the basement. So that tells you a little bit about that diamond in the rough that I'm talking about. Well, junior year, things kind of changed. Jerry became our best high hurdler. Things started happening. Was really developing his talent. A little more speed, a little more strength. Things were changing. He was changing as a person. He was changing as an athlete. Again, we had time to do that. My favorite junior story for Jerry was this. And athletes also teach coaches a lot. If you're a good coach, you listen to your kids and you learn from him. He taught me some good lessons. Here's the best one from his junior year. Here we are at the league meet in the McCaskey. Jerry's like 19th or 20th seed. They seed you by your time. So he's down there, didn't expect a whole lot to make it to the finals that day. Typical Jerry form, he always had a lot of energy. Your kids might have trouble believing this, but he always had a lot of energy. And he came bounding over to me, smiling, and he said, "Coach, I'm going to run awesome today." I said, "Okay. Why are you going to run awesome today?" Because my grandfather passed away. I didn't know how to take it. I said, "Why are you going to run awesome?" Because the first time he's going to see me run. And guess what? He ran awesome that day. Made the finals. Bingo. Turning an adverse situation into a positive. That's a teaching lesson for Coach Albright. I saw something special that day. The ability to take something negative and turn it into a positive. And he just ran incredible at the league meet. Wasn't supposed to be in the finals. Made the finals. And good junior year. Great junior year. Then things started to happen. He also matured as a person. And I think knew more about commitment. We talked about cross country. Sprinters and hurdlers never want to run cross country. A buddy of his, Dave Fitzgerald, and Jerry went out for cross country, right, Bill Bowers? And the idea was, hey, just get stronger, build a base, do some miles. He bought into it. Ended up helping Bill. The end of the season, he was one of his better runners. Fitzgerald didn't quite get there. Yeah. But he's a little short. Too bad he isn't here. But they ran together and they worked together and they just got stronger. Both David and Jerry built that strength their senior year. Indoor season comes around. We didn't have really a true indoor season at that time. Today we have a nice indoor track season. One day, I don't know where the idea came from, we decided to go down to the convention center in Philadelphia his senior year and run indoors on the boards. That's a big thing for track guys to do. So Dave and Jerry hop in my Volkswagen Bug. I had one of those little red Volkswagen Bugs. Hop on 222. Sun's not yet, it's dark. We're headed up 222 to Philly. Car stops. Pitch dark. I don't have a flashlight in the car. Are you kidding me? I'm a coach. I don't have flashlights. So we pull aside. Luckily, a guy pulls up right behind us, has his lights on his car. We open up the back, the edges at the back, right? Remember those beautiful bugs? So we look in, here's the wire, it's off. So we put the wire, this was how it goes here, put it there, and start right up. We went down to Philadelphia that day. Bad news for David was he was in the back, and it got so hot. Remember the heaters on the floor? It burned his shoe, and his shoe was flopping the whole way when he ran. So poor Dave, his shoe was burned by my heater system in the floor. But another great memory, another chance for Jerry to run against some great competition, and a great memory that we had together. Spring of his senior year, wow, things were starting to come together. The strength from cross country, the time indoors running against big names, that commitment really starting to pay off. So the spring of his senior year, things started really to blossom for Jerry. But another adverse situation. About 3 or 4 weeks into the season, remember this one? Possibility of not running because his knee was hurting. So the home doctor here said, I don't know, he might be done for the season. A friend of mine talked about sports medicine up at Penn State. Jerry went to get it checked out. Make a long story short, get some exercise, got some ideas from him, and finish his season. So that story worked out for the best. But he faced an adverse situation, did some homework, got through it. Senior year, co-captain of the team with Kurt Rogers, who's not here tonight, Tony Sanks, Bill Bender. He made